Hello everyone! Panibagong araw, panibagong kaalaman na naman ang ating matututunan. Ako nga pala si Teacher Maddie, your teacher for today. And now, we will learn the prelim to midterm coverage of English 101 course with its full course description, teaching English in elementary grades, language arts. The prelim to midterm coverage of this course consists of 9 lessons. And now, let's find out what the content of each lesson is all about through a shorter and more direct explanation. Let's start with Lesson 1. In this lesson, it introduced the Philippine law, which is the Republic Act number 10533, entitled An Act Enhancing the Philippines' Basic Education System by Strengthening its Curriculum and Increasing the Number of Years for Basic Education, appropriating funds, therefore, and other purposes, also known as the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, firmly grounds the implementation of the K-12 curriculum in the Philippines. With it came several changes in the way teaching and learning are done in the country. The teaching of English is no exception. The K-12 English curriculum, or the Language Arts and Multiliteracies curriculum, views language as the primary instrument of thought, which we use to bring our ideas into the world around us and make meaning out of the human experience. The following principles guide the K-12 English curriculum. And this is the framework of the K-12 English curriculum. And now, let's proceed to Lesson 2, the learners in the eyes of the K-12 curriculum. In the K-12 curriculum, learners are seen as active, capable individuals who develop skills progressively. The curriculum views them as critical thinkers, effective communicators, and problem solvers who learn best through engaging real-world experiences. It emphasizes their growth in knowledge, values, and skills needed to succeed in both personal and professional life, preparing them to contribute positively to society and thrive in a global community. According to Bernice McCarthy, there are 4 types of learners. The first is imaginative learner, second is analytical learner, third is common sense learner, and fourth is dynamic learner. Now let's understand each of them. Let's begin with imaginative learner. An imaginative learner likes to learn by exploring ideas, stories, and experiences, often using creativity to understand new things. An analytical learner focuses on facts and logic, preferring to understand things through analysis and detailed thinking. Third is the common sense learner. A common sense learner prefers practical and hands-on activities, learning best by doing and seeing how things work in real life. And the last type of learner is dynamic learner. A dynamic learner is active and adventurous, enjoying learning through action, experimenting, and trying out new approaches. Let's proceed to Lesson 3, Goals of the K-12 Curriculum. The goals of the K-12 curriculum aims to create learners with skills in interpersonal communication, understanding and learning other learning areas, and academic independence. To attain these goals, it focuses on 2 major concepts. The first is communicative competence, which belongs here are grammatical or linguistic competence, social linguistic competence, discourse competence, and strategic competence. The second concept is multiliteracies. Multiliteracies, it is multiple channels of communication and media. The literacy elements are reading, writing, listening, technology, creativity, talking, and viewing. And now in Lesson 4, the components of the K-12 English curriculum. The main goal of the English curriculum is making meaning through language. The components of English curriculum are language learning process, effective language use, making meaning through language, and holistic assessment. The K-12 English curriculum focuses on developing language skills through a structured learning process that builds knowledge step by step, promoting interaction, and connects language use to real-life experiences. Learning is centered on the student and combines various language skills, helping learners construct meaning effectively. It also emphasizes effective language use by teaching students to understand both language and culture using strategies that support communication. Students make meaning through language by developing essential skills such as listening, speaking, reading, writing, and viewing that are all interconnected. Assessment in this curriculum is holistic, meaning it closely mirrors real language use, considers the student's overall growth, and includes different ways to measure progress, ensuring assessments fit the learner's level and encourage integrative learning. And now, we already here in Lesson 5 that is all about instructional planning components. Instructional planning is a process teachers use to design lessons that align with learning objectives and meet students' needs. It involves selecting materials, activities, and assessments to ensure that lessons are organized, clear, and effective in promoting students' understanding. Instructional planning includes deciding what to teach by understanding students' skills, organizing tasks in a logical order, considering the classroom environment, and finding any gaps in students' learning. It also involves how to teach, which includes setting clear goals, choosing effective teaching methods and materials, and adjusting plans based on students' progress. Lastly, it includes communicating realistic expectations by setting clear objectives, using materials that connect to students' background knowledge, providing different kinds of practice, and allowing students to show what they have learned. Now, let's proceed the instructional planning cycle. The instructional planning cycle is a continuous process that begins with setting learning objectives, which define what students should know and be able to do. Next, assessment strategies are chosen to measure student progress toward these goals. Then, instructional activities are planned to engage students and help them achieve the objectives. Finally, reflection allows teachers to review what worked well or needs adjustment, leading back to refining objectives or strategies in the next cycle. Lesson 7 is all about instructional planning models for teaching English. Instructional planning models are structured frameworks that help educators design effective teaching and learning experiences. These models guide teachers through a systematic process for creating lessons and assessments that meet learners' needs. There are 3 examples and the most common models. The first is ADDIE model, second is Camp Design model, and the third is ARCS model. Now let's understand each of them. The first is the ADDIE model. The ADDIE model consists of 5 stages: the analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. This model helps teachers assess learners' needs, design appropriate instruction, develop materials, implement the plan, and evaluate the effectiveness of the learning experience. The second model is the Camp Design model. The Camp Design model is a flexible and interactive approach that emphasizes continuous improvement. It includes identifying learning objectives, assessing learner characteristics, and designing instructional strategies, allowing for adjustments based on feedback throughout the process. The third model is the ARCS model. The ARCS model focuses on motivating students through 4 key components: attention, relevance, confidence, and satisfaction. This model helps teachers create engaging lessons by capturing students' interest, connecting learning to their lives, building their confidence, and providing satisfying outcomes to encourage continued learning. Now let's talk about thematic approach to instructional planning, that is in Lesson 8. The thematic approach to instructional planning involves organizing lessons around a central theme that connects different subjects and topics. To use this approach, teachers first choose a theme that interests students, then integrate it with the existing curriculum to create relevant connections. Next, they design an instructional plan that includes activities related to the theme. And finally, they encourage presentations where students can share what they've learned, promoting collaboration and deeper understanding. And for the Lesson 9, that is all about DepEd guidelines on lesson planning. The DepEd guidelines on lesson planning are designed to help teachers create effective and organized lesson plans that enhance student learning. These guidelines emphasize the importance of setting clear objectives, using a variety of teaching methods, and including assessments to measure students' understanding. The DepEd Order Number 42 Series of 2016 provides specific policy guidelines for daily lesson preparation in the K-12 education program. It highlights the need for teachers to create detailed lesson plans that align with the curriculum, include learning objectives, and incorporate strategies that cater to different learning styles to ensure that all students can succeed in their learning journey. So, those are the lessons and topics in prelim to midterm coverage of teaching English in elementary grades, language arts. Thank you so much everyone for listening, and I hope you've learned a lot about English 101. See you all again in my next video. Goodbye!